Good morning. It is Tuesday, March 24th. And I am coming to you guys to give you your second lesson for this distance learning that we're doing. Um, First of all, I hope everyone is doing okay and settling in and finding a good routine. Um, I know that I got to see some of your faces yesterday when we did our first Google Meet. We did one yesterday from 1 to 2. So it was really nice to see you guys and just check in and say hi. Again, no kind of instructional information during those Google Meets. We're just checking in. I'm answering questions. We're just saying hi. So if you want to, we'll have our next one tomorrow on Wednesday. So if you have any questions or you want to stop in and say hi, then you can use this link to join the next Google Meet. Um, I am really happy to see how many of you guys did lesson one. Hopefully you thought it was interesting. It was a good article, and it helps put things in perspective of really why we're doing this. And even since that article has been out, things have already, increased since then. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that article and you were able to access it. If you're having trouble accessing it, just email me and I'll send you the direct template, like the Google Doc template, and then you can just make a copy and share it back with me. I'm trying to avoid that because then I have to manually go in and enter it into Schoology, because if you do it through the HyperDoc, then that way I can automatically see it in the Schoology gradebook and add comments and all that kind of stuff. So, but if you're having troubles, let me know and I will get it to you. For lesson 2, we are going to be looking at the coronavirus one more time before we move into the urinary system. And so this one is a YouTube video. So if you click on where it'll take you to our folder. There's our folder. And then lesson 2 is right here. I kind of added some tips underneath it of workarounds that have seeming to be working. So make sure you're logged into your school email. Don't download it. Just click the hyperlink right here. And then Megan found a workaround that helped her that it wasn't working on her computer. So she got on her phone first, opened it on her phone, like click the hyperlink on her phone, and then it automatically saves to your Google Docs. And then she was able to open the doc on her computer and work on it there, and it still let her submit it. So, but again, it's not that deep. If you can't figure it out, don't stress over it. Just send me an email and I'll send you the link. So this is what lesson 2 looks like. It is a little bit of a throwback to PBS, because these first 2 lessons we did for PBS and HBS and MI, actually, all 3 of the levels did the same first 2 things, but it's an ed puzzle. So I don't know if you guys have used that before, but it's basically like a YouTube video that I found. It's, I don't know if it's, you guys say ASOP science or ASAP science. I don't know, but it's 2 dudes that make these YouTube videos about science. They're pretty funny and informative and have a lot of good videos. So check them out when you click over on their channel. But for the ed puzzle, what it's going to do, it's a YouTube video, it's going to play and then it's going to pause. And then it's going to have a pop-up question on the right-hand side of a multiple choice question. And then in order to continue, you have to select an answer and hit continue or something, and then it'll keep going. So hopefully it sparks your memory back to PBS as you're going through and completing the questions within the video. But the video is about what actually happens to your body, like inside your body, if you do get the coronavirus, and what your body's doing to fight it off, and what symptoms you'll have and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting. So I hope you like it. And then for the explain part, once you see the video, you'll see that one thing that happens with a virus is that it takes over your ribosomes and starts copying its own in this case, it's RNA. So it copies its own RNA to make more and more of the virus. And so we're throwing it back to a little bit of protein synthesis and transcription and translation. So hopefully those words spark a little bit of memory for you. But if not, I know you guys can figure it out. This is an activity that we did where we were working backwards. So in order to build the protein, right, you start with DNA, you transcribe, you write down the message into messenger RNA, and then you translate that messenger RNA into an amino acid, and then you build those amino acids to make a protein. So we're working backwards. So we gave you this little genetic code. You click on here. It shows you your universal codon, but then it has the letters next to it for this activity. So for this activity, you're going to work backwards. I'll give you an example, but you're starting with the letters of the word virus, and then you're working your way backwards to find the amino acid, and then all the way back to what the DNA would be. So here's an example. I can't see my screen is. There it is. Here's an example of home. So we used HOME. So you would go to your universal codon, and you could really use whichever H you want. You can see that there's multiple H's right here. But I'm just going to use the first one. So the first one, actually, they're all the same amino acid, PRO. So then you would go here and you would write PRO dash. And then let's see what O is. O, the first O that I see right here is LEU. So then you would go back, and you write LEU, and so on and so forth for O, for M and E. And now we have to go one step back. So now we need to find the codon, so the actual mRNA, 3 nucleotides of the mRNA that would code for that amino acid. So here was our H that we used. Remember, first position, second position, third position for our codon. So we would go over to first, so it would be C. We would go up to second, also C, and then over to third, which would be U. So here, I would say CCU. Let's see what our O was. Our O, we use this one, would be U, and then A. So UUA. Okay, just like that. And now we got to do our GCAT puppy to remember what pairs with what. So going backwards from mRNA to DNA. So G still pairs with C, so we would say GG. But now, since mRNA has uracil instead of thymine, the U pairs with A. Okay, U pairs with A, and then A pairs with T. Just like that. So remember your GCAT puppy, and remember that for RNA, we don't have a T anymore, we have a U. So no thymine, you have uracil. Okay, so there's a little refresher on that. So that's what we're asking you to do in this first question for explain. The second question for explain goes back to what we were talking for blood typing. So about antigens and antibodies, because it's not just blood cells that have those name tags, those antigens on the surface of their blood. It's also viruses or any kind of foreign body that comes into your system. So in particular, we're talking about this COVID-19 virus, and that COVID-19 virus has antigens on the surface of their blood or surface of their virus, excuse me, and that's how your body identifies it as being foreign. And so just a little refresher from freshman year is, do you guys remember this question every time on the review? So if I have blood type A, I have A antigens on the surface of my blood. That's telling me what blood type I am. Okay, if I have blood type B, I have B antigens on the surface of my blood. But the antibodies are going to protect against stranger danger. So the antibodies, you can see if I have A antigens, I'm making B antibodies. If I have B antigens, I'm making A antibodies. And the key here is really the shape that you see on the end of the antibodies. That's what's going to protect you against stranger danger. So if I have circles, right, that's my A antigen. I don't want to have circles on my antibody, right? Because then I'm going to agglutinate with myself, and that's not good. I want to have these triangle shapes because what the antibodies are going to do are protect me if I get transfused with the wrong blood. So if I get the B blood with the B antigens transfused in me, I want my antibodies to match up triangle to triangle and to agglutinate, right, and protect me. And then vice versa. If I have an A antigen, I want if I have B antigens, I want A antibodies to protect me against the A blood. So just remember the shapes are going to be important when you're answering question number 2. And then just a quick reflection again. This is what I'm enjoying reading your reflection from the first article. I know that a lot of you have been saying that it's been hard to stay inside and you're missing your friends and missing your activities. I totally get that. I am 100% in that same boat. So hopefully you guys are finding a way to stay safe, but also stay connected. And hopefully you're kind of fitting in a new routine. Anyways, I think that's it. Hopefully I see your faces on Wednesday at our next Google Meet. Bye guys, have a great day.